and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There's no way to keep the air on if we talk really loud? No. All right. I'd like to first take a moment to thank Taylor Borough officials for allowing us to have our meeting here. Council President Ken Mikovits, Council Vice President Chuck McKeel, Councilman Jim Digwood, Councilman John Tighe, Councilman Fran D'Angelo, Councilman Brian Fallon, Councilman Robert Nero, also Mayor Ted Prashnak, and Tax Collector Luann Krenitsky, and Borough Manager Dan Zeleniak. How'd I do? Okay? All right. Tracy, we don't have the minutes, right? We don't. Okay, the minutes from the last meeting are still being transcribed, so we'll have to approve those at the next meeting. So we're going to skip that on the agenda. And opportunity for the public to address the board on agenda items only. Okay, so ordinances 21-0241, ordinance number 273, emergency ordinance, Plank Road Bridge, Covington Township. Brian.
Whereas Lackawanna County owns and is responsible for the maintenance of the Plank Road Bridge in Clifton Township, and whereas the Plank Road Bridge was closed indefinitely by PennDOT on or about April 21st, 2021, as 5 support beams on the bridge are failing. And whereas this bridge is the only egress and ingress for residents along Plank Road during the winter and creates a serious emergency services issue in reaching the residents in the event of an emergency. And whereas the Plank Road Bridge needs to be replaced with a temporary bridge before the winter inclement weather arrives and cut off the detour route for the residences along the road. Whereas the situation creates an emergency which the county needs to address in a timely manner to protect the life, health, and property of the residents who live along Plank Road in Clifton Township, whereas the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County have the authority to adopt emergency ordinances necessary for the protection of the public well-being whenever there is an immediate threat to life, health, and/or property to the residents of Lackawanna County pursuant to 1.1.3-310 of the Lackawanna County Home Rule Charter. Now, therefore, we, the undersigned commissioners of Lackawanna County, do hereby ordained as follows. 1, pursuant to the provisions of 1-301 of the Lackawanna County Home Rule Charter, do hereby declare an emergency situation exists for the residents along Plank Road in Clifton Township, which necessitates the purchase of a temporary bridge to replace the closed Plank Road Bridge. 2, the contract with Minichi Incorporated for the purchase and installation of the 16-foot wide temporary bridge for the sum of $361,000 is hereby approved. All ordinances and parts of ordinances inconsistent herewith are hereby rescinded. Number 4, if any section, clause, provision, or portion of this ordinance shall be held to be invalid or unconstitutional by any court of competent jurisdiction, such decision shall not affect any other section, clause, provision, or portion of this ordinance, which shall remain in full force and effect. Number 5, this ordinance shall be effective upon adoption. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on October 6, 2021. Madam Commissioner, we've had a situation up in Clifton Township. Obviously, the ordinance speaks for itself. We have decided to put a temporary bridge in there. We need to get it in immediately so that when the winter months come, people have access, or emergency vehicles have access to the properties on the other side of the Lehigh River. That being said, what we've decided to do is, instead of renting one of these bridges, which we've done in the past, we still have one up on Ash Gap Road that's 3 years in its lifespan. We decided to buy it so that we can use it in the future for some of the other bridges that we're going to have problems with.
I just want to say, my agenda and my ordinance said Covington for some reason. It's not Covington, so I misspoke. It's Clifton Township. And just for the public, if we rent one, it's how much is it $361 for installation plus?
Well, and Mr. Suman, our engineer, can answer all those questions, but there was a rental fee every year for about $12,000. I think it was about $1,000 a month.
Right.
So to kill off that rental fee, we wanted to purchase it, but also we wanted to use it in the future for other places. This is not just a 16-foot section for us. It's about a 60-foot bridge that we can use in different spots, right?
Correct.
And we have a lot of bridges that are in despair, so
Yes,
this will.
we did get a price to lease this temporary bridge and to purchase a temporary bridge. And the difference in price to purchase was was only $40,000 more to purchase, and then we shed the $1,000 a month lease fee. And like Chief Jeffers stated, with other older bridges and similar
So within
situations,
like
we could use
3.5
it
years, we
elsewhere.
end up recouping our cost.
Correct. It is anticipated this bridge will be in place for a few years with residual value being able to be used elsewhere. It just seems like a more prudent option.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Do I have a motion to approve 21-0241?
Motion.
On the question? All in favor? Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolutions 21-0252, approving the current payables.
Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve the following payables. Lackawanna County's general fund numbers 329-019-330065, inclusive totaling $3,442,222.86. Electronic fund transfers, including all payroll accounts, totaling $9,066,507.26. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on October 6th, 2021. Madam Commissioner.
Does anybody have any questions? I'm assuming everybody's had an opportunity to review them. Do I have a motion to approve the current payables?
Motion. Second.
On the question? All in favor? Aye. 21-0242, accepting gifts of coal mining equipment.
Whereas the Development Authority of the Borough of Taylor possesses certain former mining-related items from the former Moffett, Breaker, and Colliery, and whereas the DAP has offered to convey their interest and rights to said mining equipment to Lackawanna County for inclusion in the McDade Park Coal Mine Tour and Museum, and whereas the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County believe the former mining equipment will be an added attraction to the McDade Park Coal Mine Tour and Museum, and the equipment will be better preserved, displayed, and interpreted at the Coal Mine Tour and Museum, and made available for future reference, research, study, and not lost to history. Now therefore be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County as follows. Lackawanna County accepts the donation of the following items from the DAP for inclusion in the McDade Park Coal Mine Tour and Museum for future preservation, display, and interpretation. A concrete support footing monument, a coal separator and washer, a coal crusher, a fine coal crusher, coal washer, and a shaker cam. 2, in the event Lackawanna County no longer desires to own the equipment, said equipment shall revert back to DAP or its successor. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on October 6, 2021. Madam Commissioner, Attorney Rosario and Mr. DiRenzo went over and took a look at this equipment.
I asked them to.
Right, and
I
they're
received
gonna go.
pictures,
So-
and it was black and white pictures.
I was there too, bro.
Right, right.
It was hard to really see the significance and what it showed, and you guys went and you said that it was very
Historic.
historical, and I think we're gonna try to put plaques explaining to the public what they are, so everyone will know what they're looking at, so I'm excited about it.
I think we have to give credit to Taylor Borough, their manager, and their elected officials for having the foresight to preserve this equipment. This is stuff that you really can't even imagine how they had the ability to make it and use it. It's unbelievable. And it's if it were sold for scrap and melted down, it would be gone forever. And this is really a great thing, and Taylor did a wonderful job, and we're thrilled to have it. It's actually it's beyond, and I hope they're able to. There's other artifacts up there. We just can't accommodate. But I hope they can figure out something else to do besides scrapping them. But if that's the way it has to go, but it was great on their part to do that.
I'm sure some of our relatives have touched those pieces
Oh,
of equipment
yeah.
too.
A lot of history there.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve 21-0242?
Motion.
Second.
On the question, all in favor? Aye. 21-0243, authorizing the filing of applications for local share account grants.
Whereas Lackawanna County is interested in promoting economic development and revitalization within Lackawanna County, and whereas Lackawanna County is submitting grant applications to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development through the Monroe County Local Share Grant Program on behalf of various agencies as detailed. 1, Fellowship House Project, $250,000 for construction costs for recovery facility. Number 2, the Willow House Project, $250,000 for construction costs for recovery facility for women. Number 3, the Connell Park Little League, $44,411 for building insulation and field equipment. Number 4, the North Pocono Dandelion Little League, $49,350 for field renovations and bathroom remodeling. Number 5, the Victor Alfieri Club, $70,913 for roof replacement and repair. Number 6, Abington Little League, $50,000 for the pole barn construction and current structure demolition. Number 7, Covington Independent Volunteer Fire Company Incorporated, $30,975 for a heating system upgrade. Whereas Lackawanna County hereby authorizes the chair of the Lackawanna County Board of Commissioners to sign and authorize all documents and accept any awards related to these Monroe County local share account grants, and now therefore be it resolved the 6th day of October 2021 that the Lackawanna County Board of Commissioners is hereby authorized the submission of these applications to the Monroe County local share account grant program on behalf of the above named entities and their respective projects. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on October 6, 2021. Madam Commissioner, to speak upon that is our Director of Economic Development, Ms. Brenda Sacco.
Good morning. Good morning. This resolution is authorizing the submission of the Monroe County Local Share Account Grant Program application to the PA Department of Community and Economic Development on behalf of 7 agencies. In total for this round, Lackawanna County has submitted on behalf of 16 agencies totaling over $1.9 million in requests. The LSA grant program continues to provide support and enhance community and economic well-being for communities and important projects across Lackawanna County. Questions?
Great. And no one has any questions for Ben? Do I have a motion to approve 21-0243?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor? Aye. 21-0244, authorizing the filing of a grant application for a comprehensive ATV feasibility study.
Whereas the Lackawanna County Commission desire to undertake the project entitled Lackawanna County Comprehensive ATV Study, and whereas the applicant desires to receive from the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, the DCNR, a grant for the purpose of carrying out this project, and whereas the application package includes a document entitled Terms and Conditions of Grant, and whereas the applicant understands that the contents of the document entitled Terms and Conditions of the Grant, including appendices referred to therein, will become the terms and conditions of the grant agreement between the applicant and the department. If the applicant is awarded a grant, and now therefore be it resolved that 1, the grant agreement signature page may be signed on behalf of the applicant by the official who at the time of the signing has the title of chairperson. Number 2, if this official signed the grant agreement signature page prior to the passage of this resolution, the grant of authority applies retroactively to the date of signing. Number 3, if the applicant is awarded a grant, the grant agreement signature page signed by the above official will become the applicant grantee's executed signature page for the grant agreement, and the applicant grantee will be bounded by the grant agreement. Number 4, any amendment to the grant agreement may be signed on behalf of the grantee by the official who, at the time of the signing of the amendment, has the title of chair specified in paragraph 1, and the grantee will be bound by the amendment. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on October 6, 2021. Madam Chairman, once again, here is Director Sacco.
This resolution is authorizing the filing of a PA Department of Conservation and Natural Resources grant application for Lackawanna Comprehensive Study for ATVs. The grant application is seeking funds to undertake a county-wide comprehensive ATV study to best determine next steps in potentially providing space or outlets appropriate for ATV riders in Lackawanna County. Questions?
Okay, do I,
This should help with maybe keeping them off the streets in Dunmore and Carbondale.
Potentially, yes, if they have a recreational area to go to.
Make some money too.
Absolutely.
I will tell you folks, if you've never had the opportunity, if you go to Northumberland County, they created an ATV park down there that's phenomenal. They have turned literally thousands of acres into an ATV park, which has become really a catalyst for economic development down there, in and around it as well. It's amazing. So
Yeah, it has a rippling effect. It truly
it's
does.
unbelievable what they've done. So yeah, it can be very helpful with what we have here and all the clone banks and a lot of the old coal mining area that we're talking about. Those are precisely the same type of areas that Northumberland County has kind of seized upon, and it's been very successful. So we also have a good resource to tap into down there as well, because they've been there and they've done that. And I've met with and talked to a number of the principals down there, and it's amazing. So yeah,
Yes,
it can be very, very helpful.
And this is the first step, doing the feasibility.
And we have to give kids something to do, somewhere to go and something to do. I mean, it was ATV riding and was pretty big when I was in high school many
Yeah,
moons
me
ago. But, I know a lot of people enjoy that, so giving them a place to do it is,
In a safe environment.
yeah, it's really a good thing.
Absolutely.
All right, do I have a motion to approve 21-0244?
Motion. Second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution 21-0245, approving a juvenile probation grant.
Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve the juvenile court judge's commission grant fiscal year 2021 and 2022 for the Department of Juvenile Probation in the amount of $247,306. Adopted at the regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on October 6, 2021. Madam Commissioner, here to speak upon as the Chief Probation Officer, Ms. Cindy Cummings.
Good morning. As of July 2013, the Lackawanna County Juvenile Probation Department has participated in the Juvenile Court Judges Commission Service Grant. This grant assists our department with the implementation and the development of the Juvenile Justice System Enhancement Strategy. This is a statewide approach to develop a unified level of services for youthful offenders. It builds stronger relationships with families, schools, and community-based service providers. This approach helps us reduce recidivism, uses evidence-based practices when treating juveniles and while we're protecting the community. This grant is in the amount of $247,306, and it is at no additional expense to our department or the county.
Does anybody have any questions? Okay, do I have a motion to approve 21-0245?
Motion.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
21-0246, entering into an agreement with Siemens?
Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby enter into an agreement with Siemens Industry Incorporated for HVAC services for the Trolley Museum. It's a one-year agreement to expire August 31st, 2022, and to cost $9,995. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on October 6, 2021. Madam Commissioner, Director Hiller from the Trolley Museum is on vacation. As the Commissioners are aware, there's an RFP out for an ESCO project as we speak. Once that comes back, whoever the winner will be awarded to that contract will oversee all of the buildings, hopefully, for the HVAC systems. However, in the meantime, that will take a very long time to process. This agreement needs to be put in place so that Siemens can take care of this building until August of next year. If Siemens is one of the winners of the contract, great. If it's not, it's okay. Whoever gets the awarded new contract will end up taking this over. So we talked to the attorneys, and originally this was a 3-year contract. We pushed it down to 1 year.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve 21-0246?
Motion. Second.
On the question, all in favor? Aye. Approving 21-0247, approving an agreement for the Emergency Food Assistance Program.
Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve an agreement between the Lackawanna County Department of Human Services and the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture for the Emergency Food Assistance Program for fiscal year 2021 through 2026. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on October 6, 2021. And the Commissioner here to speak upon that is our Director of Human Services, Mr. William Browning.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is the first year of the 5-year grant for emergency food. This we received this from the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture to distribute food to people in need based on the income criteria.
Does anyone have any questions for Bill? Do I have a motion to approve 21-0247?
Motion. Second.
On the question, all in favor? Aye. 21-0248, approving a contract addendum.
Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve a contract addendum for the Office of Youth and Family Services with Info Matrix for the fiscal year 21 through 22. for additional supplement support. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on October 6, 2021. Madam Commissioner, once again, here is Director Browning.
This is a ongoing part of the project to add information technology into home visits with our caseworkers and to track outcomes related to services. We're expected to go live in January of 2022, and so this is one of the final pieces of that project.
Does anyone have any questions for Bill? Do I have a motion to approve 21-0248?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor? Aye. 21-0249, approving provider agreements for OIFS.
Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve the provider agreements with Bethany Home Incorporated, Children's Service Center, Common Sense Adoption Services, and Valley Youth House for the Office of Youth and Family Services for the fiscal years of 2021 through 2022. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on October 6th, 2021. Madam Commissioner, once again, here is Director Brown.
These are contracts for out-of-home placement services, foster care service, residential services. We're required to maintain contracts with even potential vendors of these services.
Anyone have any questions for Bill? Do I have a motion to approve 21-0249?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
21-0250, approving professional, sorry, did I do that one? Oh, no. Approving professional service agreements for OIFS.
Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve the professional services agreements with Inspired Studio, the Roadway Inn, and the Center for Analysis and Crime and Prevention of Crime at the University of Scranton for the Office of Youth and Family Services for the fiscal year 2021 through 2022. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on October 6, 2021. Once again, here is Director Browning.
The Inspired Studio contract is to help us develop content for a media campaign, including web-based content, billboards, any kind of media ads for the recruitment of foster parents. We're in desperate need of foster parents, especially those that will treat difficult youth with behavioral issues. And so they will be helping us with that. The agreement with the Parth SAI is with the Roadway Inn, and we use that as a transitional place for our homeless population until we can find them more permanent housing. The university agreement, this is allows us to research our Arts Engage program and continue tracking outcomes to see if this will be an evidence-based program and if we will continue with this program.
Anyone have any questions? Do I have a motion to approve 21-0250?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor? Aye. 21-0251, entering into an agreement with the University of Pittsburgh.
Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve an agreement between the University of Pittsburgh and its Child Welfare Education for Leadership Program and the Department of Human Services Office of Youth and Family Services for student Nikki Genzarski. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on October 6, 2021. Once again, here is Director Browning.
This is a continuation of the successful Seawell program that allows our workers to get master's degree at no cost to them or to the county. In exchange, they will remain with us for about 2 years after completion of their degree.
Anyone have any questions for Bill? Do I have a motion to approve 21-0251?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Bill, I'd just like to say on behalf of my co-commissioners and I and the entire county, we're very sorry for your loss.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Commissioner.
21-0253, entering into memorandums of understanding.
Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve and enter into memorandums of understanding on behalf of the Department of Human Services Area Agency on Aging with ShopRite Supermarkets, Garrity Supermarkets, and Ricardo's Supermarket for our COVID-19 vaccine incentive program. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on October 6, 2021. Madam Commissioner, here to speak upon that is our Area of Aging Director, Mr. Jason Kavulich.
Good morning, everyone. This is really a three-prong approach to combating vaccine hesitancy, food insecurity, and supporting our local businesses. So through this effort, we will offer an incentive for individuals getting their first doses of a vaccine in each of these stores, and hopefully that will incentivize the public that hasn't been vaccinated yet to come forward, get vaccinated, and receive the benefit of having a gift card to that store to supplement their food insecurity and other needs that they have.
That's a great idea. Does anyone have any questions? Do I have a motion to approve 21-0253?
Motion. Second.
On the question? All in favor? Aye. 21-0254, approving an agreement with Scranton Fringe.
Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners does hereby approve and enter into an agreement on behalf of the Area Agency on Aging with the Scranton Fringe for the Health and Wellness Senior Center Program events for the fiscal year 2021. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on October 6, 2021. Once again, Madam Commissioner, here is Director Kavulich.
This program is a little bit innovative, and it also takes advantage of the technology that Fringe already owns. The headsets that they have that they just used at their big public event will be used in our senior centers to help individuals, overcome some language barriers. So we'll have translators speaking directly into headsets so that multilingual classes can occur. But we'll also use them for fun activities as well, for different types of music and different outlets of cultural activities as well. So it helps us not purchase the technology for ourselves, but it also gives us the manpower to implement the program in the centers.
Okay. Any questions? Do I have a motion to approve 21-0254?
Motion. Second.
On the question? All in favor? Aye. 21-0255, approving professional service agreements for the Area Agency on Aging.
Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approved the professional services agreements with Damage Control Incorporated, fitness instructor Linda Howells, and painting instructor Kathleen Arvanio for the Area Agency on Aging for the fiscal year 2021 through 2023. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on October 6, 2021. Once again, here's Director Kavulich.
The damage control contract actually benefits all of Human Services. It helps us when we have a situation where we have to go in and do heavy-duty cleaning at a person's home to prevent an eviction and to make sure that we can stabilize their home environment so that we don't have to, struggle to search for another living facility for them. The other two contracts are both related to our senior centers. There'll be two instructors that can rotate throughout all the county senior centers, one for art and one for fitness.
Any questions? Do I have a motion to approve 21-0255?
Motion. Second.
On the question? All in favor? Aye. I think you're sticking around for one more, right? 21-0256, approving a contract amendment.
Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve and enter into a contract amendment on behalf of the Area Agency on Aging with Neighbor Works, Northeastern Pennsylvania, to include the Home Modifications and Caregiver Support Program for the fiscal year 2021 through 2023. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on October 6, 2021. Finally, here is once again Director Kavulich.
This is an amendment that actually increases our contribution to the administrative costs for Neighbor Works, but from our $125,000 investment, we'll get over $3 million in return in projects that we'll do in consumers' homes. So our aging in place model, in 5 years in building this program, has gotten to us to a point where we'll be able to do that many more projects, clear up the 125-person waiting list that we have in Lackawanna County, and help people stay in their homes for permanently or for a longer period of time, and prevent them from going into more expensive placements or highly restrictive placements like personal care and skilled facilities.
Do I have a motion to approve 21-0256?
Motion. Second.
On the question? All in favor? Aye. Thank you, Jason. 21-0257, appointing members of the Board of Health and fixing their terms of office.
A resolution appointing the members of the Board of Health and fixing their terms in office and authorizing the taking of all such action as may be necessary and appropriate to organize said board. Whereas Lackawanna County is a third-class county existing pursuant to the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and whereas the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lackawanna has determined that it is in the best interest of the citizens of Lackawanna County to create a county board of health to preserve, promote, and protect the health, safety, and well-being of the people and environment in Lackawanna County. Now therefore, the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lackawanna hereby ordains as follows. Section 1, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County hereby signifies its intention to create and organize a county board of health under the provisions of the local health administration law. And Section 2, the names and addresses and terms of the office of the first members of the board, each being a citizen of the County of Lackawanna, are as follows. Number 1, Shrubba M. Shetty, M.D., 525 Pine Street, City of Scranton, term to begin immediately and expire on January 8, 2024. Number 2, Jignesh Y. Sheth, M.D., 5 South Washington Avenue, Borough of German, term to begin immediately and expire on January 8, 2024. Number 3, William J. Browning, 64 Woodlawn Way, Borough of Clark Summit, term to begin immediately and expire on January 8, 2024. Number 4, Teresa R. Lacey, R.N., 1171 Da Vinci Lane, Borough of Clark Summit, term to begin immediately and expire on January 12, 2026. Number 5, Robert F. Durkin, 133 East Acorn Hills Drive, Borough of Oliphant, term to begin immediately and expire on January 12, 2026. The first members of the board are hereby specifically appointed members of said board for the terms set forth after their respective names, commencing on the date of appointment and computed from the second Monday in January 2022. Section 3. All resolutions and parts of resolutions inconsistent herewith are hereby rescinded. Section 4. If any section, clause, provision, or portion of this resolution shall be held to be invalid or unconstitutional by any court of competent jurisdiction, such decision shall not affect any other section, clause, provision, or portion of this resolution, which shall remain in full force and effect. Section 5, this resolution shall be effective upon adoption. Adopted at the regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on October 6, 2021. Madam Commissioner, here to speak upon that is our Director of Human Services, Mr. William Browning.
Morning again. These, the Board of Health will actually allow us to appoint a director of the Department of Health. So this is the next major step in establishing the County Department of Health. And the members were all selected. 2 had to be physicians by statute. 1 is a representative of the medical college. Obviously, I represent the human service piece. And we felt it was extremely important to have the business community involved in the decisions because the health industry in this could be an economic generator.
You did a great job with the Department of Health. All your work is finally coming to fruition. Must be nice to see.
It's nice to see it, and I have you guys to thank for it, so thank you very much for...
It's not as simple as hiring a doctor. It's much more complex and a long and drawn-out process, and you have done you and your department have done an amazing job. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Do I have a motion to approve 21-0257?
Motion. Second.
On the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Billy.
Okay, motions. I'm going to make a motion to accept the quote from Center City Print, 119 Penn Avenue, Scranton, for the Lackawanna County Beautify the Building project at the Government Center at a cost of $5,419.70. On the question? All in favor? Aye. I'm also going to make a motion, 21-0259, to award the Central Scranton Expressway retaining wall repairs to Fabcorp Incorporated, located at 1205 Mid-Valley Drive in Jessup, the lowest and most responsible bidder at $44,870 for the base bid. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Lastly, I'm going to make a motion for 21-0260. It's a motion to award the delivery and managing of tents, heaters, lights, tables, and chairs for the 3-day outdoor winter market to L&A Tent Rentals Incorporated, located at 200 Whitehead Road in Hamilton, New Jersey. The lowest and most responsible bidder at $67,129.80. Do I have a second?
Well, I'm going to just ask Maureen to explain the process involved here and what the original plans were pre-COVID and what her thought is.
Yes, thank you.
I'm sorry, I honestly literally didn't even see you there.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
I talk too much anyway, if you want to hear
This one, and if you want to speak on the prior one, you're welcome to.
Okay, yeah, this is more complicated. For those of you who may know, we've had a really successful winter market that's gone through many I'm not going to try that word, many forms. So it's been about 10 years now. A few years ago, we had a really large tent, which was nice, but for several reasons, we decided that was not the most cost-effective, sustainable model and didn't really fit into the city as much. So we started getting this idea that to be more cost-effective and sustainable and also offer opportunities to other communities, we would build our own. Like if you've ever been to Bryant Park or Philadelphia, they have these really cool vendor huts. So we were ready to go, we bid it, but unfortunately, as probably many of you know with projects, COVID over doubled our price. So it wasn't fiscally responsible. Even with renting these tents this year, and when supplies come down building them, it will still be cheaper than what we would have had to pay for the huts this year. So it is still in process. It is hopefully going to take place when prices come down in 2022. Nice thing is we can let communities borrow these for their events throughout Lackawanna County. So that actually is the short version. So if you have additional questions, you can ask. So I hope that made sense. Oh, it'll be on Courthouse Square. Won't block off streets. It's a new model. So we're having 10 by 10 tents instead of the vendor huts that we hope to build. So there'll be smaller tents on the sidewalk first weekend in December.
Anybody have any questions for Maureen?
Commissioners, the total cost of the equipment for the winter market of $67,129.80 on the agenda includes Pennsylvania sales tax, which Lackawanna County is exempt from. So if we subtract $3,799.80, which is the tax, it reduces the purchase price of these items to $63,330 even.
Okay. So Tracy, I think you'd have to modify the...
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I wasn't aware. They do
Just
know we're
modify
local
them.
government, so, yeah.
All right, do I have a motion to... Thank you, Maureen. Do I have a motion to approve 21-0260?
Second.
On the question. All in favor? Aye.
Can I just say one thing about the Beautify the Building? I really
Sure.
think Tracy Hart needs to be recognized. So what this is, back in the spring, we did a call for artists because the government building is quite large and right now doesn't have a lot of art. So it was her vision. It was a great idea. We'll have local Lackawanna County artists. We have about 70 pieces that will be printed and hung throughout the building. It's a big project, but I think it's going to look really nice, and hopefully we'll have that finished in the next couple months. So I just wanted to recognize
And Tracy and I did discuss having maybe like a potential contest for two murals or whatever you want to, what would you call them?
Maureen and I talked about that, having...
One for like a COVID memorial and then one for a first responder memorial, so that if you're looking out the doors, when you're in the vestibule, not where the sheriffs are, but the next part, like one on each side. And I thought it would be a good idea maybe to put one out to high schools, like have it like a contest.
Yeah.
Or another one out maybe to college students or however you want to do
Once we
it.
get done with this phase, then we're gonna sit down and try to send it out to the schools, talk to the teachers, and have them get their students involved.
I think that'd be a great idea, just because this way their work is going to be
No, and it's
placed
an
in the
important
government
topic.
center. Yeah, I mean, it's a...
I also have to thank the commissioners and Chief Staff Jeffers, because it's great to have such support of the arts, and I think it's really going to inspire and make people happy walking in the government center now. So
Thank you. Opportunity for the public to address the board. No one? Okay. Commissioners' other business. I just want to start by saying that, so the I don't know what you would call them, the unemployment benefits or that were given to people because of COVID ended on September 3rd. So in speaking with Commissioner Natariani, and we decided that we were going to have a job fair. We normally have one in May or June. It's my understanding in prior years, but we decided to pull it together. Rick Natari, obviously, is the one who actually pulled it together for us. So it's going to be October 28th from 12 to 4. It's free and it's open to the public, and it's going to be at PNC Field, at Montage. There's free parking. Candidates of all ages and experience levels and industries are encouraged to attend. Companies are offering full-time, part-time, seasonal, and internship positions. And please come prepared to interview, bring your resume, and dress professionally. And I believe that we're going to probably have a couple departments from the county itself. Lackawanna County Prison, they're looking for COs, and I believe the sheriff's office, who's looking for sheriffs, I believe they will be there as well. So, and 911.
Maybe, Rick, do you want to come up and talk about this a little bit?
We really need 911 dispatchers. So not only will there be other vendors, but there'll be, sorry about my voice, there'll be county vendors as well. So why don't you tell us about it?
We've actually had a great response so far. We have over 40 employers signed up. I think the last count was 42. Over 1,500 jobs will be available.
See, now you were worried. When I went in and told him,
I was
he
a little
looked at
worried.
me and he was like,
Yeah,
October?
we've pulled it together, and the response has been great and almost immediate from when we sent the invitations
Great.
out to our past vendors that dealt with us. This year, a little different at the stadium. We're going to be in the lower level in the concourse, so it's more open air. We're not stuffed in a room together, so we'll be social distance, and we'll have some fresh air with us. So we're ready to go. We're also probably going to try to do a vaccination clinic as well. I got to get together with Jason and plan that out too.
That's smart.
So it looks like we're going to be all right.
See?
Thank you.
I knew you'd pull it together.
Thank you.
You're good under pressure. You didn't even know it. Jerry, do you have any commissioners of the business?
Chris?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, first, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So, very important to schedule your screening. Early detection is key to overcoming this horrible disease. So, help spread the word. Anybody you know, get them screened. Number two, I do have an email from a resident, Greg Linko, Jessup. To whom it may concern, I obviously live in the county and want to know why you want to raise the price of vehicle registrations. We pay a gas tax, tire tax, go for road repair, and yet you want to raise this also. How are people supposed to survive with the rising price of inflation? And here's another bill thrown on top of everything else. I have a daughter in college in her second year. Every penny I have extra goes towards her tuition. And I know there are others out there in similar situations.
If I could just speak to that quickly. This is something that I was interested in when I first took office, but because taxes were raised at the beginning of our term, we didn't think it was a feasible time to do it. But now it's getting to the point where our bridges are in such disrepair that if we don't do something, we're going to have a lot of closed bridges and a lot of inconvenienced people, and it could be a dangerous situation if people are in an area where they can't get emergency services to their home in the event of an emergency. So we had to give PennDOT, first of all, the program is actually closed with PennDOT. Lackawanna County is being grandfathered in because of an interest we expressed previously. So it's not open to any other counties in Pennsylvania at this point. So I think it would be not only financially irresponsible for us not to take advantage of it, but foolish, because they're willing to under the program, meet and match up to $2 million for bridges over 20 feet. I don't have my numbers with me, how many we have over 20 feet.
Frank, how many you have over, about 28 over 20 feet?
Probably around 30. Yeah, the county owns over 150 bridges and structures,
And off
not including small pipes. And then I would say about 30 of them are over 20 feet, which are just really expensive and hard for the county to replace with their own capital.
And how Chief Jeffers mentioned earlier, we have the Clifton Township, we're putting in a temporary. We have a temporary in another area,
Ashcap Road.
which is, you're only allowed, according to PennDOT regs, to keep is it PennDOT? To keep five?
It's just design criteria.
Okay, to only have them in place for 5 years, and we're in year 3. So PennDOT does a great job with helping us, but we're one of 67 counties in Pennsylvania, and it's a process to get money to fix these bridges over 20 feet, and we have, I think, about 12 or 13 that are heading for closure.
It's about 14 that are in really bad shape. Each one of those are gonna cost us in excess of $1.2 million. They could be higher, but the average is 1.2.
So, I think that because of the program of them matching up to $2 million, it's a $5 fee. You pay it just once a year when you renew your registration for your vehicle. Attorney Ruggiero, our solicitor, had to send a 90 days notice to PennDOT. He did that. We received confirmation back from them. You have to send the letter and give 90 days notice before enactment of the ordinance. The ordinance is going to have to be read twice. So we will read the first ordinance on December 1st meeting, and then the second reading will be on December 15th, and we'll take a vote at that point. We will have Larry Lukasik here, who's our director of roads and bridges, as well as our engineer, and we can provide very detailed information to the public as to why we really need to do this. This is not something we're taking lightly, but the state of our bridges and the amount of bridges that we have in Lackawanna County is just, it's really a situation that we have to, it's urgent at this point.
Just real quick, the money would also be valid for our 35 miles of road.
For the money up to $2 million?
Not the $2 million.
After that.
But the $5 fee, yeah, after the $2 million.
So after they meet, so I think we figured out with the assistance of State Rep Mike Carroll, who found out that we would generate somewhere around $850,000 a year based upon the number of vehicles in Lackawanna County. So first year, let's just assume it's a flat number of $850, PennDOT would match the $850. Second year, if it was $850, PennDOT would match the $850. And then in the third year, now we're up to $1.7, so they would only match an additional $300,000. So we would have $600,000 in year 3 towards bridges 20 feet or older, or longer. But then anything generated beyond that, we can use for 35 miles of roadway, and we also have a number of bridges under 20 feet, right? How many do we have? Do we know?
We have 154 bridges. So if we have about 30 that are 20 feet and under, we have about 124 that are under 20 feet.
I don't know any resident who wouldn't be for fixing the roadways.
And this is money that can only be spent on roads and bridges. It can't be spent anywhere else.
So again, we understand our residents' position, but if we don't take advantage of this program, we're going to have to do something else to generate the money to get this done. So this is the best way. And again, the program is closed to everybody else. This is pretty much our last chance to take advantage of it. And I think, fiscally, I think we're responsible to do it. We have to have our bridges open for our residents, and like I said, for remote areas like the one in Clifton Township, so that people who live in that area have easy access to emergency services and don't have a delay in the event of an emergency.
Okay, I have one
You have
more.
something else?
So last week I saw we were getting ready to put out our drop boxes. As you probably know, I was opposed to the use of the drop boxes because I believe there's no way to make sure that they are secure. After the primary election, I received an anonymous tip that on Monday, May 17th, 2021, at approximately 2:20 p.m., someone had allegedly placed 2 handfuls of ballots in the drop box at the government center, which to me is clearly illegal. I filed a right-to-know request and was finally able to have access, and with the help of the chief deputy at the sheriff's department, we took a look at the video. It was clear that the drop box was being used illegally. Since the video is a public document, I will be releasing that shortly. And I do have it on my laptop here if somebody wants to see it. The state law allows voter themselves to mail or personally drop off their ballot, but may not carry multiple ballots that they have collected from others. I've been on record opposing use of drop boxes. I don't believe they are consistent with current law, and because of there is potential for fraud. I now have proof that my concerns were legitimate. We were all assured that these boxes would be under constant video surveillance to prevent anything illegally from happening. Now, keep in mind, there's 6 boxes, they're out for almost a month. That's over 4,000 hours of video. And now I found out, let me finish this. I found out that the sheriffs only have access to the video surveillance from our box at the government center, not from the other 5, Dixon City, Carbondale City, Clark Summit, Moosic, Roaring Brook. And I'm not aware of anybody actually monitoring or viewing these videos. So to me, they're unless you sit and watch them, they're pointless. So I think this is this evidence will show that it's definitely a problem, and we need to take this serious. And you know, I am not for these drop boxes. You know, our voter office, our folks there do a phenomenal job. I have all the trust in the world with them. They do a great job keeping everything secure, but this isn't in their hands. You know, we don't know what goes on in these other buildings. I don't know who has a key to Clark Summit Borough Building, if they can go in at night and throw mallets in. I have no idea. So it's just not, it doesn't give me a warm, fuzzy feeling. So that's what I have to say about drop boxes.
Thank you, Commissioner. May I
I just have a couple questions.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Because I didn't see the video. Did you see the video?
I'll show you the video.
Okay. No, we don't have to see it now. I mean, I would have liked to see it before today, but the right to know that you filed, was it for the May election, or is it for the drop boxes that are in now?
It was for the primary.
For the primary. So the date of the video is from?
May 17th, 2020.
May 17th. And then I just wanted to know, just because we want to follow all protocols, was the sheriff's office reimbursed for their time in reviewing the video with you, as well as giving you a downloaded copy?
They didn't ask me for anything.
Okay, well, that is part of the protocol, and a check has to be made out to the treasurer's office, so ensure that that is done. Please, go ahead.
The only thing I wanted to say in response to Commissioner Shermack's comments is notwithstanding what the video shows, and the video can be released. However, Commissioner Shermack, under the June 7th, pursuant to the June 7th, 2021 response to the right to know request, the request was granted in part and denied in part. Granted, whereby anyone, well, you as the requester or Attorney Lavelle could certainly review them, and you've done that. But in order to release the video, you'd be required to redact any identities on the video under the right to know, and particularly under pursuant to, let's see here, section 708, and there's a number of sections in there, but particularly 16, section 4, which includes records of information which may potentially lead to or result in a criminal investigation, as well as a number of other potential reasons for not disclosing the identity, whether they deprive a person of the right to a fair trial, and so on and so forth. So I just want to be clear.
I understand.
So
Yep.
that if you are planning on releasing it, we need to ensure that
Yep.
any identities are redacted.
And Brian, do you know, you indicated, me and you discussed on the way here today about the protocol for paying for the sheriff's time. I just think it's important because of the fact that we expect so much from our sheriff's office and they're spread thin. Where can that be found, that information, so Chris can?
I don't know off the top of my head, but we'll have to look at it. I mean, obviously, if you're doing the right to know, any type of right to know, not just Commissioner Shermack, if someone else is doing the right to know, if it causes us to cost us money to download the videos and stuff like that, you have to pay for the download. That's obvious. If it costs,
Especially if there's 6,000 hours?
Well, we didn't.
Right. I'm just saying, if you intend on doing that, just make sure that they're properly
And I
compensated.
understand that's a state law, but the bottom line is when it gets to, there aren't any ballots that aren't legal that are sent, and when it gets to the voter registration office, who Commissioner Shermack said does a great job, they are documented, and there is a checkpoint and checklist of who, now, they shouldn't have dropped them in, if that's the case, I don't know, but they shouldn't have done that. But the ballots were still legally counted, which is the contention of the great lie.
It doesn't affect the integrity of the process.
It does not affect the integrity of the election at all.
But the
That's
public
my-
does need to know that you're, technically, you're not supposed to, even if it's your spouse or your child who's over 18, they have to drop their own,
Drop them off or mail them.
or mail them, just give them
I
a
just
scan.
want to say on behalf of the voter bureau that they include instructions with the ballots that state they can drop off their ballot only, just so that the public knows that we're doing our job. That's really the most important thing, is because they could take these 10 or 20 and stuff them into a US mailbox too. I mean, there's nothing I can do
But
about
to
it.
have somebody
Well, that's
from the
mail
county,
fraud. That's a whole
Right,
different ballgame.
right.
Yeah.
but to have somebody from the county reviewing the footage at all times or standing at a drop box, it's just because our sheriff's office is already spread so thin, which is why they're gonna be attending the job fair. It's just not feasible. So, and do you have anything else?
And that by each Dropbox is also recorded as per Commissioner Shermack's comments. There's video recording on each of them to try to offer that additional level and.
I think his point is though that the video's there, but if nobody's watching it,
No, I understand.
and I understand
Yeah,
that.
we did everything,
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
All right, maybe we'll post a notice or something, maybe
I think we do.
we could post
I'm almost
another one,
positive,
make
but
it
that's-
bigger,
I'll
I don't
look into
know.
that.
Put it in bright pink.
There's
All
just
right.
one thing before we go. I just wanted to mention, because we're not meeting again till like the 20th, we have a tire recycling event that's going on, and I think it's worth noting that our first one is going to be held on October 15th through the 16th at the Scranton DP&W building on 101 West Popular Avenue. Nicole Shapiro's been really working hard on this. And our other one is going to be October 22nd through the 23rd at PNC Field on Montage Mountain Road. So we'll have that on our website. We'll also have it advertised. I just wanted to get that to the public today because our next meeting will be in between these two events.
Also, I don't have it with me, but we'll put it up on our website. The Deputy Chief of Staff, Tracy Hart, and I are going to have, we're thinking of having some form of drive. The Women's Resource Center is really in need of products. They gave us a list. I thought I had it with me, but I don't. Everyday products that you know, people, women utilize for hygiene and other purposes. So we will get that information out. We're going to put boxes at our locations. Again, we'll get that information out where we're going to put the boxes so people can donate. But we were hoping to maybe have like a drive, maybe up at the courthouse square or something, try to get people out and donate to the Women's Resource Center. But we will put all the information up, or you can contact the Women's Resource Center directly. Anything that you buy that you donate is one less thing they need, so please do that. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion. Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.